Hello students, today our topic is spectroscopic techniques and applications. We will just go through the introduction of spectroscopy in this video. Before going into the content, let us go for the course objectives. The objective of the present course is to distinguish the range of electromagnetic spectrum and its interaction with matter, and also to develop a knowledge of various spectroscopic techniques at atomic and molecular levels. After learning the course, the outcomes were you will acquire knowledge about the interactions of electromagnetic radiation and matter and their applications in spectroscopy, and you can be able to relate electromagnetic spectra used for exciting different molecular energy levels in various spectroscopic techniques. So the contents of this unit are regions of electromagnetic spectrum, rotational spectroscopy, that is also known as microwave spectroscopy, vibrational spectroscopy or IR spectroscopy, and the third one is nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. We will go through their basic concepts and few of their topics and their applications in different fields. We will start with the definition of spectroscopy. The study of interaction of electromagnetic radiation with matter is spectroscopy. Hope you can watch this diagram. A plus charge, n is equal to 1 state, n is equal to 2 state. Immediately you can get into your mind this is nucleus and these are the energy levels around the nucleus, and at the same time this may be an electron, the blue particle. Electron is here I am imagining electron as a particle. The blue particle here I have shown this here like this as a particle. So when light energy or electromagnetic radiation falls on a particle, this particle can absorb energy and it will jump from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 2 state. So here there is interaction between the matter and electromagnetic radiation. Some change has been occurred, that is excitation of electron from n is equal to 1 to n is equal to 2 state. So this interaction of electromagnetic radiation with matter is called spectroscopy. It is a unique tool to obtain the important information about the molecules. Since it is molecular spectroscopy, you can find out the shape of the molecule, its geometry, bond length and bond angle, and it also helps us to trace the movement of atoms and electrons within the molecule. The effect of electromagnetic wave on matter depends upon nature of radiation. There may be different types of electromagnetic radiations. So the instrument used for all these spectroscopic techniques is a spectrophotometer or a spectrometer. Even spectrometers are of different types basing on the electromagnetic radiation that we are using. And when this interaction will occur, these changes that are happening in the molecule or in between the energy levels or in the matter, they can be collected and they can be charted out in the form of a graph which shows that intensity of light being emitted over a range of energies. And the graph we are obtaining is nothing but a spectrum. So we will go, this is just introduction. This interaction with matter occurs in two ways. It may be absorption or emission. As you all are familiar with electronic energy levels, imagine this is E1 state and this is E2 state, and this is a pink color dot. Let us imagine it is an atom. When light radiation or electromagnetic radiation, which I am depicting here as h nu photon, falls on this atom, it may absorb energy and it may go to next higher energy level E2. So here absorption is a phenomenon and the spectroscopy is called absorption spectroscopy, which gives rise to an absorption spectrum. And already if an atom is in E2 state, because of interaction with electromagnetic radiation, it is falling down from E2 to E1. Then it emits some electromagnetic radiation in the form of H nu, that is in the form of light. And since it is falling from top level to bottom level and it is emitting out radiation, even this can be captured, and this is called emission spectroscopy. And we will get a spectrum of emission spectrum. So in both the cases, energy of absorption or energy of emission is equal to the difference between the energy of excited and ground state, that is E2 minus E1 is equal to h nu. So there are some advantages for spectroscopy. Any sample in any state can be used. It is less time consuming process. Very small amount of sample is required for spectroscopic measurements and it is cost effective in long run. All these are the advantages of spectroscopy, and today we have different types of spectroscopies like UV spectroscopy, IR spectroscopy, mass spectroscopy, X-ray spectroscopy, photoelectron spectroscopy. It's now the area or the study of spectroscopy is vast. So what do you mean by electromagnetic radiation? So you may be thinking that electromagnetic radiation is light or light energy or it's a wave. Yes, all your imaginations are true. The name itself indicates that it has both electric component and magnetic component. So it is electromagnetic radiation. In simple words, electromagnetic radiation is a simple harmonic wave. Simple harmonic itself says that it has some periodic displacement. So it is a simple harmonic wave propagated from a source and travels in straight lines. And electromagnetic radiation has dual nature. That means it has both particle nature, and it also has wave nature. So all electromagnetic radiations have this dual nature, both particle nature and wave nature. Different types of electromagnetic waves that make up the electromagnetic spectrum. If you gather all different types of electromagnetic waves, it gives rise to a electromagnetic spectrum. This electromagnetic radiation, it consists of electric component and also magnetic component. So if you imagine this is the electric component, this will be the magnetic component, and both the components are at right angles to each other or perpendicular to one another. Electromagnetic radiation, it does not require any medium to travel. It can travel through vacuum. So if this is the direction of propagation of the wave, the electric component will be perpendicular to the magnetic component. So to summarize this slide, it is a simple harmonic wave which is propagated from the source and it travels in straight lines. It has a dual nature. It has two components, both electric component and magnetic component, and both are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular to the direction of the propagation of wave, and they don't require any medium to travel. They can travel in vacuum. So all electromagnetic radiations, they have velocity equal to that of light, that is 2.99 e to the 10 power of 8 meters per second. So all electromagnetic radiations, since they have wave nature, they have the characteristic properties of a wave: frequency, wavelength, wave number, or three different characteristic properties of a wave. Frequency is the number of cycles passing through a stationary point in 1 second. If you imagine this as a stationary point, so number of cycles passing through this stationary point, this cycle. So this is a cycle. Number of cycles passing through a stationary point in 1 second can be determined as frequency. Generally, it is expressed in terms of hertz. So, next characteristic property is wavelength. Wavelength is a distance between two crusts or two troughs. You can write this is the wavelength, or here also it is shown this is the wavelength. So, it is distance between two crusts or two troughs. In general, it is a distance travelled to complete to one cycle. It is generally expressed in centimeters, nanometers, based on the spectroscopies that we use. Wave number, it is a reciprocal of wavelength. So wave number, the symbol that is used to designate wave number is nu bar, and it is equal to 1 by lambda. Nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. As we all know, frequency is expressed in terms of nu, wavelength is expressed in terms of lambda. Different waves possess different wavelength, frequency and energy. All different electromagnetic radiations, they possess different wavelength, frequency and energy. But all electromagnetic waves, they travel with same velocity, that is velocity of light. So those were the characteristic properties of light, that is frequency, wavelength and wave number. But the wave nature of electromagnetic radiation is able to explain only reflection and refraction, but failed to explain photoelectric effect. It failed to explain photoelectric effect. So it was Max Planck in the year 1900. He came with an idea that energy of an oscillator is discontinuous. Any change in its energy content can occur only by means of a jump between two distinct energy states. That means E1 and E2. He proposed with this idea in the year 1900. So energy change can occur between two distinct energy levels, that is in between E1 and E2. So with this discovery, in order to explain the phenomenon of photoelectric effect, an assumption is made that electromagnetic radiation consists of discrete packets of energy called photons or quanta. Thus, the light is quantized after Planck's quantum theory, and it came to prove that electromagnetic radiation consists of discrete wave-like packets or particles called quanta or photons, and the amount of energy corresponding to one photon is expressed by Planck's equation. E is equal to h nu. E is the energy, nu is frequency expressed in hertz, h is a Planck's constant, 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. C as C is equal to lambda into nu, that is nothing but wavelength into frequency. Velocity is equal to wavelength into frequency, and instead of nu we have written C by lambda. Then the equation becomes E is equal to hc by lambda. So if you write E is equal to hc by lambda, or it may be considered as 1 by lambda, that is hc nu bar. From this equation, E is equal to hc nu and E is equal to hc nu bar, we can clearly see that energy is directly proportional to frequency and also wave number, and inversely proportional to wavelength. So to summarize, we have gone through the introduction of spectroscopy, where spectroscopy is nothing but interaction of electromagnetic radiation with matter, and we have also gone through electromagnetic radiation. It is nothing but a simple harmonic wave which travels in straight lines. It starts from a source which always travels in straight lines. It has both magnetic component and also an electric component. At the same time, both the components are perpendicular to each other and also perpendicular direction of the propagation of wave. And most important thing is, electromagnetic radiation has dual nature, that is wave nature and particle nature. Thank you.